Hello everyone, my name is J.W. Park. I'm your district superintendent, and it is my honor to say a few words on retirement celebration for Reverend Gary Sheffield-James. First of all, Gary, congratulations on your retirement, and I hope and pray you enjoy your new stage of life and your ministry after retirement. And I hope you enjoy something different from what you've been doing for the last 37 years, like fishing, golfing. If you play golf, give me a call. We can enjoy the round together. And I understand that even though you retire from the ministry, your ministry of Christ will continue on. So I pray that you continue doing the ministry and enjoy your life. Less busy, right? And I'm sure that folks at Mount Zion will miss you a lot, because I know that you put your heart and soul in the ministry for people of Mount Zion, and I'm very grateful for that, and I always appreciate your faithfulness in Christ. So I'm gonna miss you, and I will grieve not having you around, but I'm happy for you. So enjoy your life and new stage of ministry, and blessings on you and your family, and have more time with your family, and then I will see you around. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Conrad Link, and I'm a friend of Gary's. I got a message that your church was going to do an appreciation for his retirement, so I thought I would prepare a few remarks right here. I've got 10 things that I wanted to tell you about Gary that you should all know by now, but since they told me I only have a couple of minutes, basically I'm going to throw away most of this stuff and just tell you probably the top 4 things. I mean, 5 through 10 were really great things. I probably should have told you those before he got to the church, before he became your pastor, and I would have warned you about some of his stuff. Like Gary rightly gave up golf. He was a terrible golfer. Well, he wasn't that bad, but he didn't really cheat. But just when I would be in my backswing, ready to go forward and hit my 250-foot drive, he would say some esoteric remark that would throw the whole thing off, and I'd lose the ball. And he would go, what? Like he didn't know what he was doing. So he has a dark side to his character, but again, he's retiring, so you don't need to know that now, and no point in warning you about that. I could have told you all these things. Half of them probably were true. Half of them probably weren't true, but they would sound so true because that's who Gary is, and he probably did them, we just didn't know. So I threw all that stuff away, and let me just say, here are the top 4 things, finally, that you should know. Gary has done well in ministry when he's listened to me. That's right. You heard me say it. When he listened to me, he did well. When he didn't listen to me, disaster. I just hope that he listened to me well when he served you folks at Mount Zion. I'm not there. We're moving on. Number 3. The smartest thing he ever did in ministry was to hire Carol Wunderlich for the staff there at Mount Zion. How do I know this? Because the smartest thing I ever did was hire Carol Wunderlich on my staff in 2001. How do I know it was the smartest thing Gary did, and how do I know it was the smartest thing I did? Is because Carol Wunderlich told me it was the smartest thing I ever did. Number 2, Gary is a preacher's preacher. Gary is the kind of man who will listen, and then in conversation will move you deeper and deeper if you're willing to go with him. If you're in a study with him, he'll listen to what you have to say, he'll remark about where you are, and he might then pose a question that moves you deeper and deeper into understanding of yourself and understanding of your faith experience, and thereby understanding who God is. He's the kind of pastor that I would like to have. He's the kind of preacher that would stimulate me. He might make me angry, but it will be a good anger because it'll force me to deal with my own thoughts and reflection. Gary, I am convinced, is the kind of person that most pastors should be, the kind of person who will offer the word of compassion, to offer the word of justice, to offer the word of grace. I have great admiration for him, and I'm glad that he's able to retire at this time. And the final thing I want to say, but the smartest thing, the greatest thing that Gary ever did, was to marry Laurie. And for that, we all give thanks. Gary, sorry I couldn't be with you this morning, but have a great retirement, have a great future life, and who knows, maybe when I get around to retiring, we will rediscover how to play golf. I'll keep my eye on you, but maybe we'll discover those time together. Blessings to you and blessing to Mount Zion Church, and have a great day. Thanks.
Hey Gary, this is your new old friend Ken Dunnington, and I just wanted to say congratulations, pal, on your retirement. After so many years, I think you've deserved it, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful time in this new venture of life. You know what they say about retirement, though, that for Laurie it means 50% less salary and 150% more husband. So just plan your time accordingly. I just want to say I had a wonderful year working with you at Mount Zion with the wonderful people there, and just so appreciative of the friendship that you and I got to establish, and the times where we spent just chatting, just talking with each other, and sharing a lot of funny stories. So I hope the time will come when we can get back together and share some good times and some funny stories together. But God bless, and enjoy your time and your well-deserved time of retirement. I wish I could be with you. This is my last Sunday at Middletown, and we're doing a live parking lot service, and so I can't be with you, but I am with you in spirit and in video. So, hey, pal, take care. I hope to see you soon when all this virus thing ends, and we can have some good times together. Take care, pal. God bless, and God bless everybody at Mount Zion Church.
Gary, this is not how we hoped it would go when we had the opportunity to say thank you. Please know that we would have loved to do more. We would have loved to shake your hand. We would have loved to give you a hug, or at least stand closer to you than 30 miles away, or however far it is we are from you now. But this is how it is, so I'll just say thank you. Thank you for coming to Mount Zion at a time when quiet calm was what we needed. Thank you for staying with us for the years that you did. And thank you for answering God's call to service. May you be eternally blessed by it. And in the meantime, may God bless you with a long, healthy, and happy retirement.
As one of Mount Zion's lay delegates to the annual conference, I was blessed to be among the first to meet Pastor Gary Sheffield-James. I understood that Bishop Easterling was sending a theologian because Gary had previously served on the board of ordained ministry, testing candidates for ministry as elders and deacons. Consequently, I expected a learned man, and knowing Mount Zion to be a highly educated congregation, I hoped for a good match. My hopes were reassured when Gary proved to be very down to earth. He was easy to talk to and often very loquacious. I was especially gladdened when he decided he wanted to meet the congregation in small groups in members' homes. Hallelujah. Pastor Gary had a heart for the people of Mount Zion. As chair of church council, I met with Gary every month to discuss planning issues. Often during these conversations, I got a full view of the depth of his thoughtfulness and faith. Um, Gary traveled. Oh, Gary traveled and he brought his informations back and shared them with us. In troubled times, we have had, and we have had several since Gary has been with us. Gary was known for his dislike of gossip and his insistence that all parties should get together and to talk to each other. And that to me shows faith in the innate ability of like-minded people to find common ground when talking one-to-one. On one of these conversations, I forget the issue or the conflict, I clearly sensed words coming into my mind to encourage him. And I told him, Gary, you know, you are a man of peace. And he stopped and he smiled. I believe that this is part of the legacy that Gary Sheffield-James leaves Mount Zion. I'm very glad that we've had an opportunity to be nurtured by him.
Pastor Gary, the qualities for which I will remember you are your humility and your humor. I think you, Pastor Gary, have been one of the most humble pastors we've had at Mount Zion. Excuse me. Perhaps that's because you're older and you're wiser than most other pastors that we've had. When you arrived, you did not try to change the missions of Mount Zion, but you chose to learn about them and to support them. In this way, you led by example. You show a lot of empathy in your personal relationships with our congregation. That comes from your willingness to be humble. You're a very approachable pastor, and you don't take yourself too seriously. So your humor serves you well there. In fact, the way you inject humor into your sermons is very effective, and it's done. I think that it really helps to make your sermons more interesting and enjoyable, and it makes you a lot more approachable. So, Pastor Gary, that's the way I'll remember you, primarily for your humility and your humor, which go hand in hand. So, again, we thank you for your service. I thank you for your service at Mount Zion.
But I will remember the humility, the approachability, man of peace, and interesting, which don't always go together. But I will remember and treasure working with you and Rachel Kelly a couple of years ago on VBS. In a small, hot room, you were always very gentle and kind, working really hard. You taught the children with such humility and respect and tenderness, and it just seemed to exemplify Jesus. And so I will remember that forever, and really miss your musical ability, your singing, and your humor. So thank you.
Pastor Gary, from the day you arrived at Mount Zion, you've been a warm and welcoming presence. You've been an empathetic listener who has focused on bringing people together through open and honest communication. Your willingness to share your personal faith journey and some of the challenges you have faced in your life has brought you closer to all of us. You've also made yourself extraordinarily accessible in meeting the pastoral needs of the congregation, whether through hospital and home visits, weddings and funerals, or your involvement as a Stephen ministry leader. Not to mention all the Bible studies, committee meetings, and mission activities you've participated in. So much so that the SPRC has had to remind you to take your Sabbath days and your vacation days. So much so that you put a sleep sofa in your office and often spent the night, even one time, I believe, scaring the cleaning person who also scared you. And as has been noted, you are noted for your humor. So I've been asked to share a joke from one of your own sermons, and I will try not to botch it too badly. This one is from last September. A man goes hunting on a Sunday and encounters a bear. It startles him and he falls backwards down a hill, losing his weapon and breaking his leg. He looks up and sees the bear charging at him, and he says, "Dear God, I'm sorry I didn't go to church today. Please forgive me and change this bear into a Christian." All of a sudden, the bear comes to a stop, goes down on his knees, puts his paws together, and says, "God bless this food I'm about to eat." But seriously, Pastor Gary, you have been a blessing to Mount Zion. We thank you for your dedication and commitment, and we wish you peace, joy, and happiness in your retirement.
Um, as a former history teacher and someone who enjoys learning about historical figures and different leadership styles, I think of you, Pastor Gary, when I think of the term servant leader. I've seen in many instances, and I think Will, Betty, Deborah, and Susan have said this also, but I've seen where you lead from behind, you get into the trenches, do whatever you need to do to help out. One perfect example is our work with the food pantry in our sister church, Ames, down in Baltimore City. One Saturday we were there making food, and everyone was outside talking and chatting, and I said, "Where's Pastor Gary?" Pastor Gary was in the basement actually doing the cooking, while the rest of us were standing around talking, chatting, getting to meet people. He was down in the basement doing the actual work. I've also seen in occasions where he's reached out to people who are in hospital, hospice, at home, and need someone to reach out to them. And Gary does it without fanfare, just with love, peace, and kindness. I wish you the best in your next phase. I'm excited for you and your family as you enter a well-deserved retirement. Best wishes, and thank you for everything you've done.
Steve.
Yes, Pastor Gary, thank you so much for all the conversations that we had about different aspects of science, and I really enjoyed those conversations. And thank you for tamping down all of the different degrees of freedom and helping to bring Mount Zion to a place of peace as you entered our church, and as you leave it in a much better place than we welcomed you with. And I really appreciate, as Betty said earlier, the no triangles rule. So making sure that folks are in conversation with one another so that the true issues are addressed once and not propagated many times through gossip. Thank you for your steady hand in bringing the staff and the congregation to a place where we can really worship in peace. And may God speed the next chapter of your life.
Thank you, Pastor Gary, for all your support throughout the past several years. You always knew where people's heart was, and mine is with Camp Hope. So I thank you for all the support with Camp Hope and other mission trips we've gone on. My one memory that I really had a good time with you was working at the food pantry. We were passing out squash and laughing and talking with the clients and learning all the different ways and things that you could do with squash. So hopefully you'll remember that so that you can make all kinds of squash in your retirement years, and watch out for those bears. Best of luck, and thank you for everything.
Hi, Pastor Gary. This is Patty. I just want to thank you for everything. I think about the jokes that we made about the Eagles. I think about just being as warm and open as you are, as has been mentioned, that very open with your own lives and sharing that. So I just want to thank you so much, and enjoy your retirement, and may the force be with you.
On behalf of the SPRC and the other members who weren't able to join us today, we wish you well and peace be with you.
Hi, Gary. We're here representing the youth of Mount Zion United Methodist Church, and we wanted to wish you well on your retirement. Caroline, you're ready.
Hi, Pastor Gary. I'm going to miss you so much. You're personally one of my favorite pastors, and you brought me through this journey of confirmation very well. And I loved your sermons every time I got to hear one of them. And they were short, but so meaningful. And I wish you well. Bye.
Hey, Pastor Gary. We all know that you were here during a very hard time during this pandemic, and we wish we could give you a proper farewell, but hopefully this video will give you a good last goodbye.
Okay, Gary, we want to leave you with the words that we always say at the end of youth group. It's the benediction from Numbers chapter 6. And so here it is.
May the Lord bless you and keep you.
May the Lord make his face to shine upon you
and be gracious unto you.
May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you.
And give you peace.
Bye. We'll miss you. Bye,
Bye,
Pastor
Gary.
Gary.
Bye.
Bye.
Pastor Gary, congratulations on your retirement. When you first arrived, you had several small gatherings to get to know the congregation. I recall you saying one of the most important things you practice as a pastor is meeting people where they are. That stuck with me, and I believe that is acting out the teachings of Jesus Christ. You have a very calming and uplifting presence. You are exactly what Mount Zion needed. Thank you for incessantly inspiring us to go forth in the world and spread God's love.
When leading worship, I have admired your graceful ability to adapt. I've learned you can have some of the best messages shine through in unexpected ways. You have demonstrated how to listen for the Holy Spirit. I have appreciated your confidence while leaving room to grow and learn. Thank you for showing us how to be patient and open, to stay thirsty for knowledge, and how to humbly lead. You have been such a great example to our congregation. Also,
thank you so much for all of your time and efforts in helping us prepare for our wedding and our marriage.
we thought the premarital counseling was helpful in understanding our upbringings and each other. Thank you for starting our marriage off on the right foot.
Thank you also for your beautiful homily. It was absolutely perfect.
We will keep you updated in our future plans for a vow renewal ceremony. Once again, thank you, Pastor Gary, and we love you.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Happy retirement! Happy retirement!
Pastor Gary, we wanted to thank you for all you've done to promote the Open Doors Food Pantry. You've been our biggest fan, and without your support, we wouldn't be able to feed over 1,000 people each and every month. We pray you have a long, relaxing retirement with lots of laughs, good times, and great health. Next.
Okay. So Gary, thank you so much for your support. I think I have just two quick memories that I remember of you. One was at a Thanksgiving distribution day. I just remember you carrying around this little girl on your shoulder the whole time while her mother shopped. And I'll never forget that. That kind of image is imprinted in my mind. But then also just thank you for your help the first time you came out at the Pack to Give Back event. That we did it for the first Thanksgiving after you came to Mount Zion. So again, thanks for your support. Wish you a wonderful and peaceful and restful retirement.
Okay.
Karen.
Oh, right. Gary, thank you for all of the support that you've given the food pantry during the time that you've been here. And I hope that you have a relaxing and restful retirement.
Pastor Gary, I'd like to thank you for your support also, but also that many days you've come downstairs when I've been in by myself, setting up stuff and coming down to offer to help me to set up. So I do appreciate all that you've done for me and the group. And I hope you enjoy your retirement. And it's a sweet thing to have.
Amen to that. Pastor Gary, this is Laurie. I know it's a face from the past, but I've never forgotten all the wonderful times that I've been with you at the food pantry. The first time you came, just the smile you had on your face and the amazement and the awe that you had and how you just couldn't stop talking about what the food pantry does. And then for me, the other experience was on Sundays when Carol was so wiped out and couldn't get there. You were coming up to me, what's the data? What's the data I got to give to the church for the food pantry? You never forgot us the Sunday following to be able to announce to the church. And it was such a great joy to hear you spread that wonderful news. And as Ken says, retirement's sweet, and I just bless you and just hope that you have the best road into retirement. And I know that you and Lori will have a wonderful time. God bless you.
Hi, Gary. This is Rick. I just want to thank you for all your support that you've done with the food pantry and wishing you a good, happy retirement.
Hi, Pastor Gary. This is Sharon. Hey, I'd like to thank you for all the support, and not only just promoting us on Sunday mornings. You don't just walk or talk the talk, you walk the talk, and you show up and you actually help, and we really appreciate it. It was very inspiring. So I agree with the others who are retired. Retirement is wonderful, and I wish you a very long and happy retirement, and enjoy your slow mornings. There's nothing better. Trina?
Pastor Gary, thank you for all that you've done for the food pantry. As everybody has said before, we appreciate your support, your help, and it was so enjoying to see you come there on a Saturday morning to help hand out whatever's needed or whatever spot that we needed you in. That was very appreciative, and we hope that you enjoy your retirement. Enjoy.
So, Pastor Gary, it looks like everybody is very appreciative of everything that you have done for the food pantry. You will be very much missed, and if you ever get time to come back and visit the food pantry, what is it, in a year? You have to be away, but we invite you to come back and see how we're doing, and please keep in touch with us. And as one final word or words,
Okay, for me, what she said.
Perfect.
Hi, Pastor Gary. It's the parenting class, and we are just so thankful that you've been our pastor, and we have a few words to say.
Hi, Pastor Gary. This is Carolyn in Lamont Basket, and we just want to thank you so much for your leadership. And I will always remember when you would come down and pray with the choir in the mornings before service began. It was such a beautiful time. Thank you.
Hey, Pastor Gary, it's Lamont. I just want to say thanks for your essence and your spirit, sharing it with us at Mount Zion. And I'll never forget our playful banter during worship as to who had less hair.
Thank you, Pastor Gary. This is Chris and Katie. We just want to thank you for your leadership during this crazy time here. We wish you all the best as you head into the next chapter of your life. And like your father-in-law, no reason for you not to continue in some sort of ministry for at least the next 10 years.
Hey, Pastor Gary, this is Lynn and Bill McQuithy. We want to thank you so much for your service with us these past few years and wish you the best for your retirement. And we really appreciate how you've shared your faith with us through these times. Best of luck.
Hi, Pastor Gary. This is Debbie Klopp. We want to thank you for your time at Mount Zion and for being truly a genuine person. It's very much appreciated, and I appreciate the time that you spent with me and joining the retirement ranks. So congratulations.
Hi, Pastor Gary. This is Christy and Russ Winnock Fink. I just want to say thank you for all the kindness and support you've shown us, both in church and in a personal level.
Thank you also for guiding our faith journey these past couple of years. And go Redskins.
Thank you, Gary, from Lisa and Rob Idson. We especially thank you for your warmth, your humor, and your down-to-earth nature. We really appreciated your personal sharing and your anecdotes. And the one I'll always remember is how you said you went to VBS because they had snacks and Kool-Aid.
It's been great, Gary.
Hi, Pastor Gary. This is Sarah Gettier. I just really want to thank you for your leadership with all of us, but especially this youth through confirmation. Thank you for everything you've done for them.
Hi, Pastor Gary. It's Jamie and Jim Humphreys. We just want to say thank you for your wisdom and just all the biblical insight you've given us over the last few years. We wish you the best and many of God's blessings in the years to come.
Hi, Pastor Gary. This is Ann Thompson. I wish Eliza could be here because I know you mean a lot to her and to me. And we want to thank you for the faith, your guidance, and just the hope you give us. And also the preschool. You were fabulous. You playing the guitar and touching the lives of the young children, preschool and our youth and everyone at church. So God bless.
Hey, Pastor Gary, this is Stephanie Pelham. Just thank you for your time at Mount Zion and good luck in retirement.
Pastor Gary, we love you. Thank you so much for everything. And here's to a wonderful retirement.
Thank you.
We'll miss you.
Miss you.
Miss you.
Bless.
Hi, Pastor Gary. I'm Lynn McQuithy, and I've been working with Trinity Choir, and we're making a message for you. First, we'll introduce ourselves.
Hi, my name is Kaylin O'Keefe, and I am in 8th grade.
Hi, my name is Brooke Gettier, and I'm in 11th grade.
I'm Ben Davis. I'm in 10th grade.
Hi, I'm Eliza Thompson, and I'm in 11th grade.
Hi, my name is Phoebe Island, and I'm in 10th grade.
Hi, my name is Victoria Solomons. I'm in 7th grade.
Hi, I'm Nellie Scrock, and I'm in 8th grade. Hi, I'm Julia Basket, and I'm in 11th grade.
I'm Josh Davis, and I'm in 8th grade.
Hi, I'm Liz Smolin, and I'm in 11th grade.
Hi, I'm Caroline Smolin, and I'm in 8th grade.
Hi, I'm Kyle Gettier, and I'm in 7th grade.
Very good. Pastor Gary, thank you so much for blessing Mount Zion with your humble leadership, your loving ministry, and your deep love of Christ. You have blessed us in so many ways. Here is a farewell message from Trinity Choir. For he's a
jolly good
fellow.
Congratulations
on your retirement.
Blessings,
Pastor Gary.
We wish
you all
the best.
All right. Thanks, Pastor Gary. Okay.